Hello! I'm trying to do something new here, and I don't know if it's going to work, but bear with me. There's a tweet that I'd like to look at. It's from the Redheaded Libertarian, and we can see from her bio over here that she works with Tim Pool, so I'm not expecting great faith arguments to start with. There's a partisan start to the conversation, but why do we need a Department of Government Efficiency? And there's 27,000 likes here. In 2020, the U.S. government spent $4.5 million to spray alcoholic rats with bobcat urine. Now, what's going on? Why would they do that? It does seem silly. It seems like a lot of money. We could make the argument this isn't that much money. And in the scheme of things, it isn't. I want the government of the U.S. to be spending money on scientific research. And it doesn't spend very much of its money on scientific research. I mean, like, we could pull up a budget. What's the budget? That's the Hoboken Public Library. Why does Google suck? Government of the U.S., not the Hoboken Public Library. What's this one? Is this federal spending by function? We've got, this is 2015. What's happening? Let's just do 2020 so we have something slightly more useful. Oh, thanks for the 2015 one. That's freaking awesome. I love that. Why do we suck? Where do my taxes go? My property taxes? No! Show me the federal budget! Why does Google suck? Okay, there. I like this better. So one of these things is going to be, so we've got education, we've got veterans benefits, we've got what was this? Interest on debt, veterans benefits, food and agriculture, housing and community, transportation. Somewhere in here, there's going to be energy and science. There it is. There it is. Look, I don't think that number is as big as it should be. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that $38 billion doesn't matter. I'm just saying if I'm the Department of Government Efficiency, I have a lot of places to look before I get to the $4.5 million spent on spraying alcoholic rats with bobcat urine. But that does not mean that this was a good use of money. And I don't know why you would spray an alcoholic rat with bobcat urine, but I bet somebody does, and I bet it's not as weird as it sounds. Let's take ourselves into the world and say, why would you spray any rat with bobcat urine? And it's because bobcats are rat predators, and you probably want to induce a stress response. So there's probably a bunch of ways to stress out a rat, and there's probably a bunch of sort of standard ways where you know how much a particular thing is going to stress out a rat. I know that one way is that you like electrify the cage and shock their little paws to cause them a little bit of pain. That it's not necessarily that it's inhumane, but that could be a lot sort of harder to pull off than just getting bobcat urine from a place that has bobcats and then spray. Like, how much does bobcat urine cost? Predator urine. Oh, I love that. I love what? Wait a second, talking with the P-Man. So yeah, you could pick up a 64-ounce growler. I don't know. I would have used that word of bobcat urine for $125. That's easy. You could do it in a number of different labs. So if you want to repeat the thing, you just go to the P-Man and you say, hey, pick me up a little bit more bobcat urine. You spray it with this sprayer. It's the same thing. This is, I almost guarantee you, why they sprayed the alcoholic rats with bobcat urine. It wasn't to see, like, what happens when you spray an alcoholic rat with bobcat urine. It was to intentionally induce a stress response to see what would happen. And I don't know if these rats are alcoholic because this is just some tweet from the internet. I don't know if they're alcoholic rats or if they are rats who are drunk. If they got rats drunk and then stressed them out, and then they stressed out non-drunk rats to see like the difference between those two things, which would be interesting. If the rats are actually alcoholic and they've created a dependency on alcohol in the rats, and then they are seeing if they spray it, if the rats then do something that, like, in response to alcohol. Like if you stress out an alcohol, like a rat that has previously been conditioned to be dependent on alcohol, if you stress that rat out, will it drink more or less? I can see it. Like, I feel like I've a little bit, like, this is an interesting exercise to be like, why would someone spray an alcoholic rat with bobcat urine? But we probably don't need to figure this out. I could just search bobcat urine rat spray. No, that's just giving me predator pee again. Bobcat urine, rat, alcoholic rat. There's a little Google thing here. It says exposure to bobcat urine can increase alcohol self-administration. So if rats are stressed out, they will drink more. And that may also increase sensitivity to alcohol's interoceptive effects. Is that just like drunkenness? Interoception is the sense that provides information about the body's internal state and can okay. We've got an actual study here. This is from 2020, so that is the year. Alcohol use disorder is highly comorbid with traumatic stress disorders in humans, and duly diagnosed individuals cite negative affective symptoms as a primary reason for drinking alcohol. So this is, you guys, is this science that we're doing to help veterans with substance use disorders? Is that what we're mad about? I know people hate this, but if you go to ChatGPT and you ask it to explain an abstract to you of a topic you don't understand, well, it will give you useful stuff. The researchers hypothesized that a history of traumatic stress might increase the pleasurable properties of alcohol, decrease the unpleasant effects of alcohol. The study suggests that traumatic stress history makes alcohol seem less unpleasant, possibly increasing the risk of alcohol use disorder by altering brain signaling pathways in areas related to stress and reward. So, like, there's, I mean, so two things. One, these are mice, they're not people. But two, we're not just looking at what happened, they're looking at the areas of the brain and the signaling pathways involved in a mouse with a post-traumatic stress response and its connection to alcohol use disorder. I know that's like a very first step kind of thing, but if it's the kind of thing that I'm like at the NIH or even at the like VA, the Veterans Affairs stuff, I might be like, yeah, I mean, we have a problem. We should do some like base level research. And maybe $4.5 million is more than you would expect to pay for this. I know that figuring out the expression of these these chemicals, this biochemistry stuff, is expensive. So like obviously spraying rats with urine isn't going to be expensive. You know, you can make some alcoholic rats, and rats are fairly cheap. Taking care of them is fairly cheap. It's more expensive than you might think. The researchers are all, I promise you, fairly cheap. These people don't tend to be the highest paid people in the world. But the part where you're trying to like look at the biochemical markers in the amygdala, that's hard. And that's the most valuable part of the study. Like just knowing that a rat is affected by alcohol and stress isn't that useful. But if you start to understand the neurochemistry of it, that's a good set of first steps. But I guess what I really want to do is play connections. But first, I must remind you that you could do a lot of your holiday shopping at Good.Store, a place that donates all of its profit to charity, but also sources tons of delightful things, from teas to coffees to soaps to socks. And the socks, we've sold out of all of the 12 packs, but we still have smaller packs that we need to get rid of and clear out of the warehouse. And you can get them. There's links in the description. Any order over $59 within the US right now gets free shipping. If you have an order over $50, you can get 10% off with the coupon code SAVE10. Over $100, you can get 20% off with the coupon code SAVE20. So you can get $100 of stuff for $80 and get free shipping, because that's more than $59. And you need to do holiday shopping, so you might as well do it right now. That's Good.Store. Just click the link in the description, and then I'm going to play connections while you shop, and that's going to be nice. All right, let's go. We got Mustard Wing Wednesday, Worcestershire, Colonel, Tartar. I'm feeling a lot of sauces, but I don't trust it. Lemon Mignon or Mignon, Calculus, Canary Edition, Plaque, Extension, Pharaoh, Cavity, Plaque, Cavity, Tartar, and then something else, maybe? Calculus? Is that one? You can have calculus on your teeth? I think that is a thing. Colonel. Plaque, we had calculus, we have tartar. I'm pretty sure that calculus is a tooth thing. And then what else do we got? Mignon, filet mignon, steak tartare. Those are two ways you could prepare a steak. Cavity steak, Pharaoh, mustard steak. Is mustard steak a thing? Worcestershire steak? That kind of a little bit, maybe. Annex, extension, wing. All right, that's a thing. That's just an additional part of a building. Which leaves us with Mustard Wednesday, Worcestershire, Colonel. Are you serious right now? Is it just like words that are spelled stupid? Pharaoh. Just words that are not how they should be spelled. I don't have any like That's just my vibe. And that seems like the purple to me. What would that leave behind? Mustard, lemon, minion. These are yellow things. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that this is it, that it's just words that are spelled wrong. The correct spelling is incorrect. That's how I feel about those words that seem longer written than spoken. No, this category, and you know it, is words that are spelled wrong when they are spelled right. These are not how these words should be spelled. This seems like the hardest because calculus is weird. Is that going to be our blue? It's the blue. And is that the green? Because this other one will be yellow because it's yellow things. Yes. Perfect reverse rainbow, though I can't say it. All right, I do feel better, honestly. I feel like I could take on the whole world because I can do connections. Goodbye.